Support for this podcast comes from the patrons at patreon.com/FMLFPL. Okay! Welcome to FMLFPL on the lawn. So, dude, where are we at? I have no idea where we're at all.
A lot of players have different colored background names on the FPL page.
All the flags are represented. All of the Skittles colors.
You know, I was also thinking, why is it a flag? There's no fucking flag anywhere. Why is it called a flag?
That's a good call. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't have an answer for you.
Do they call that exclamation, like the yield sign in America?
Maybe they call that a flag. Yeah, maybe they call that a flag.
And in Ireland, it's just like repression.
Or maybe they call, maybe they just call like someone getting injured, like he's flagged up with a knock or something. It seems like an English expression that we've just adapted.
In washing up liquid and bin bags and all that shit.
Yeah,
just put it in that.
Yeah. Same, it all goes in the same bin bag, to be honest. But yeah, everyone's flagged, everyone has COVID, everyone's getting injured, especially on Liverpool.
Liverpool's looking good. Good shape.
They're looking great.
Good shape.
I mean, this is just pure international break pod. I know we have, we always have new listeners every year, but we completely checked out for... Yeah, I mean, we just do. It's just like a thing that goes up, I don't know. We have no idea what happened. Like, we took off 10 days or whatever it was, 7 days, 8 days. And, yeah, I don't remember what happened at all last game week. And we have a lot of questions and stuff for the future, and we'll see what happens.
All right. Well, how'd you do last week or 2 weeks ago or whatever?
Let me look it up. I got 63 points. I got a 200k green arrow, so, nothing significant. I remember doing Pulisic for James, which didn't work out great. James, whatever. I captained Werner, which was less good than captaining Kane, but it was close. Yeah, that's basically it.
Okay.
I've had a red flag in my team every single week this season. I looked back.
Yeah, and, well, you don't want to have that stop.
Well, yeah, it hasn't stopped. I came back to just, Mo on COVID, Trent and Mitchell, and yep.
Yeah, cool. Okay, good job by you.
Yeah, perfect is the enemy of good, I'm just trying to do good over here.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I put up 59, another Captain Blank in my coffers, so good job by me there.
Wait, well, he got a clean sheet point.
I rewind, go back. Captaincy Hall, clean sheet point. Good job by me there. Matt Ryan is just the guy for me. He's the guy. He's my guy. I
kind of forgot about what happened until right now. I can't handle that.
That's my season in a nutshell right there.
For those not following along at home, get Ryan partially because he has a 4-0 backup in Steele, who's been the backup on the bench every week. Ryan gets dropped for rest, ? And some guy that no one's ever heard of in their life plays. Was Steele even on the bench that game?
No, Ryan was backing up.
Okay, so Steele just relegated to not bench. Cool. Yeah. And then you get rid of Ryan. He's restored. Steele restored to bench duties. Ryan clean.
Yeah.
First clean of the season?
Leno straight. No, second. Leno straight in 2-pointer. Good.
Leno straight in 2-pointer gets done by Aston Villa.
Yeah.
Not even just a normal
Arsenal
2-pointer.
Kind of good, right?
Yeah.
Arsenal defense, right? That was the main thing for me was the Matt Ryan feels. Were so many feelings about it, especially because it was the first game of the week, and seeing him in the game in the team was immediately I knew it was. I was like, buckle down. It's all panic stations time because that's just what's going to happen. The thing that's the most tilting is that Potter, everyone talks about how he has like an advanced psychology degree, and he's such a good like communicator and
They do
manager,
ballet
like
and
man
stuff.
manager. And he said he had a quote after Ryan played, I think, or the same day, or they asked him in the pregame for the game. He was citing that he's played a lot of games over the last 2 years, and he's a goalkeeper. Like that's what he went to the public to say out loud out of his face.
Maybe he is a good mind, but he's a bad liar. Because that is just full on 1,000,000% bullshit. That means nothing. It means nothing.
My goalkeeper has played a lot of games over the last couple of years, so he needed a rest today. What the fuck is that?
Yeah, that's
out of control.
He's just a bad liar.
Actually out of control.
He's a bad criminal.
It's also because I wildcarded and I knew it was dumb to keep Ryan, and I kept him anyway because of the reasons.
Yeah, the Steele thing is almost the
him.
more tilting thing.
It's
because
just the whole
if
thing.
Steele started instead of Ryan for his rest day, you wouldn't have made that transfer.
No, of course not.
Because you had a keeper.
All right, let's move on.
Terrible.
Not interesting.
Let's do the league updates. Shout out to the FMLFL Prize League Mug League leaders for November so far. They've been waiting like 2 weeks for this pod. Jesse Cohen, a.k.a. House of Kane. Corbin Poole, a.k.a. Chill
He
FC.
won a mug already.
He won a mug already. Started off the month with a 98-pointer. So, it's just Jesse things.
Right.
Corbin Poole, a.k.a. Chill FC, and Sam Saruya, a.k.a. NFC Richmond. And then shout out to the leader of the FMLFL Public League, Matthew Locke, a.k.a. Moose Banter Bus. Okay. So where do you want to begin? We have a bunch of questions that'll probably just guide us, right? I think that's the way.
Yeah, I mean, are the questions more about last games, or are they about like everything's a mess right now?
Well, there's a group of questions about Manchester United. There's a group of questions about Spurs. There's a couple Liverpool, and then there's just a bunch of random questions.
All right. I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know anything. But here, let's just start with Manchester United here.
Okay.
So, pull up, and Kurt said, Bruno. I remember Alon mentioning in preseason pod Bruno's potential season set and forget alongside KDB. He's got to be in our team, right? Yo Bill's asking if Razing...
Is it just, do they do it for... Do they just do it because they want us to do the things? Is that the point?
Yeah.
All right, keep going.
Yo Bills are Raz and Kev worth the extra 1-0 over Bruno. Matt W. Man, you have West Brom and Southampton next too. Do you expect goal fest? And then Camille said, what's your read on United asses? They seem so Jekyll and Hyde. Is it a stay away? So, yeah, I mean, as soon as anyone does anything, we get a group of questions on the thing that was done.
The points. Who scored the points?
Yeah. So
do we buy the points?
United,
are the points sustainable? Should we buy the points?
Are they essential? What do you see for the future points? Yeah, exactly.
Gotta be in our teams.
So Bruno puts up 17. United do Everton. This is the end result.
Yep.
They do have, like Matt W. said, they have home West Brom, away Southampton. Tremendous fixtures, in my opinion. Do you see stuff there that you're interested? Like, I want to jump in there, or anything
not
change, or really?
No. I mean, I bought Bruno like after the first fucking game, right? I hit him in or something. I think it was my first hit because that's what we talked about preseason, right? And I was like, let me do what we said preseason. That's a smart thing to do. And then I wildcard him out before an 11-pointer. So that's that's a story for another day. But you know what you're getting with him, right? He gets the most every haul is unsustainable. Like, if that makes sense.
He's
like
unsustainable.
A header in the middle of the box when the center backs are fucking asleep.
Yeah.
Insane. Like, that should maybe happen once a season for him, that goal, and he just does it. And then, he gets the pen, he misses the pen, he gets all the point. He fucking launches one from his own half, and the guy dribbles through on the 97th minute for the assist. That's like a 6-point assist. Like, these are the things that he just keeps doing, and it's just madness at this point to say it's unsustainable because he's just sustained it.
A cross just goes in far post. Yeah.
Yeah, he fucking scores on crosses. It's like, what the hell is happening? He's good. He's a good player. The team's bad. There's literally nothing possible could happen while they have this manager that I'm going to suddenly think Man United's a good team. That's just how that's bias or whatever it is. But that's how I view the team. I will never have confidence in the team that they're good with this manager. But Bruno scores in spite of anything, so he's just a good pick.
He's always good. Yeah.
But it's not the thing where it's like, let's take hits to get him because the fixtures are good. Like, the fixtures don't matter.
Yeah, fixtures don't matter for Bruno. The fixtures are like, we know, we have enough data to know that the fixtures are sort of like opposite world for United in general. Yeah. These two fixtures in particular, I think, are still really good, even though logic would be like West Brom should probably park and whatever. They're not gonna, because they don't do that, and they're the worst team in the league. And Southampton, we know, super aggressive, you know, especially United probably a little better away in that fixture. We know there's going to be space to counter. So these fixtures, I'm like, yeah, I could see that. Like, I could see hauls in these fixtures. But going forward, I mean, who knows? It's who knows? A lot of it is game state, too. We always talk about how the other team sets up, but a lot of it is also game state. Like, if United get a goal early, say, you know, they get a 15-minute pen or something like that and go up 1-0, well, then the entire way the other team is playing is now changed for the most part. So that's also good for them. You know, it's not worth looking at the pictures.
Predictable, but
yeah, I agree.
But yeah, 10-6.
He's good so pick. Good. He's so good.
Good pick. Good player.
Good pick.
I still don't. I think it also just depends on who you're binning. Like, as always. But I don't really love like hitting him in for another healthy asset, right? But I think the main thing, too, is Son. I mean, I know a lot of people are shipping him. I feel like that's just not advisable. Like, I don't really care about the fixtures also for Spurs. It's the same kind of thing we talk about where they hit on the counter. And, yeah, it's, you know, oh, he blanked twice, so that means he's a bad player. Hold on. Stupid shit. He blanked twice, so that means he's a bad player. So you'd be dumb to keep him and not get Bruno, right? He's going to get points, and I'm seeing so many people doing that transfer and taking a hit to do that transfer. I don't know. I don't love that. Like, I feel like you're getting rid of a good player for a good player is just not normally what I do.
Well, so that's good segue into all the Spurs question, because that's what everyone's asking about. So Jack said, what do we do with Spurs assets? Spurs double up seems a bit much given the upcoming fixtures. Rory said, is it time to dump Spurs? If so, who are your favorite Son Kane replacements? And Ember said, if you're doubled up and looking for upside, would you sell Kane or Son?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't sell either. The one game that we saw them play a good team, they scored 6 and they smashed them. Like, all we've been saying forever with this team is that they're a counterattacking team, and they've been getting all these points with, I mean, I guess they were able to counter Southampton because they were doing the crazy things, but they're playing good teams who they're going to get to park against and they're going to get to counter against. So they're not going to get a volume. Like, they're not going to get a big volume of opportunities.
The thing for me. That's the thing for me right there, what you just said, is that, like, the ceiling is low.
But I don't think the ceiling's low. Just because they don't get a lot of volume doesn't mean they won't just double return, like, on their 4 pops. Like,
it's possible, United, but I think this... Yeah, but that was a weird game. They got a red card early.
I'm saying on the other... Like, Bruno against the bus, like, is he going to get 4 good opportunities to do points? Like, I don't know. It's not like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the kind of thing I'm looking at and thinking,
yeah, that's probably fair.
I don't know. Because I mean, we've been saying this since last season, right, with Moo. And I mean, I think it's worth backing. Like, just because the fixtures turn red or they're playing other top 4, top 6 rivals, like, these in my head are the games that Son's going to get the chances and Kane's going to be able to do the things. And I think it's fine. Like, I think they're still good, and I think they're good picks.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just do. I think these are the fixtures I like. I like them more.
What you're saying makes sense, but I think I'm being too swayed by just the fixtures and, like, the potential low ceiling of, like, okay, how many are they going to score against, like, City and Chelsea? Like, max 2 against each, probably 1 or 0.
I don't know. I mean, I guess, but I'm still not sitting here and thinking a team. I think Man United are a lot worse, and maybe I'm just tunnel visioning because we've been talking about Bruno, but, like, Man United as a team are a lot worse. And I don't know that good fixtures are good for them. Like, good on paper fixtures are good for them for FPL, you know?
Yeah.
I just feel like that Spurs are still going to have their counterattacking opportunities. And we saw, you know, they don't need more than a couple. And, you know, Son and Kane are both really good, clinical, on form all season, all those, like, cliches or whatever. And I don't really think that it's bad. And especially because they're both like two of like the only players in the game who aren't COVID or injured right now. So what are you doing? Like,
well,
are
apparently
there teams, right?
South Korea versus Mexico, there were like 7 positive players.
Yeah.
So maybe that'll change. But
Sun might have it. But that's the other thing too, right? With Mo, what are you doing? You're going to transfer out a fit Spurs player when you have someone who isn't playing.
Salah,
yeah, I don't know. It's like that kind of thing.
I
just feel like it's an overreaction.
Sense. I just think maybe what we're settling on is like United isn't the place to go, and maybe there's another team that you could go. Like Chelsea, for example, are just scoring like 3-4 goals a game.
Yeah,
every game.
You just go down a price and get Ziyech or whatever.
Yeah, like that. Maybe is better. Maybe we shouldn't be thinking about Manchester United. We should be thinking about more consistent teams,
Yeah.
Or like even Kev, even though they're not scoring a ton.
They have good fixtures coming up.
And Kev is just a god, Like,
yeah. No, I mean, if you have 2 million, if you have 2 million to go from Son to Kevin, then that's probably going to yield some points. But I just in general, I think you have to pick your spot.
Overreaction.
Yeah, I think it's just maybe that's what is more is. I mean, I haven't really been on Discord at all the last week, but most of what I see is like Son, like or Kane is like Spurs sells. It's like, dude, like these are the counter. It's they're fine. Like they're still fine.
Yeah.
And I feel like people are selling to get bad assets that aren't like I don't get that.
Right? How many times over the years have like Manchester United been horrible under Moo, and then they like beat City 3-1 or something with the counterattack, right? Like that's what Moo
how he wants. That's what they want to do.
Made a career on that. Yeah. You're talking me into it a bit. I mean, obviously, I have everyone flagged, so it's not a consideration for me.
I mean, you're keeping Kane, obviously. It doesn't matter. But
it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly haven't considered selling Son. Like, I haven't even thought about it.
I haven't considered FPL.
Yeah.
Okay, full stop.
Fair enough.
I just have been like, nope. I think we'll both be more into it by the time Friday My Life pod rolls around, and that'll be more like
the fun pod.
Yeah, like what are we doing with our transfers captains? Like that'll be more FPL, and this pod is more just rambly Wild West, but we'll see. So on Liverpool, J-Flow and Scatterful both said Pool's backline's decimated. How does it affect Pool's attacking assets? Will they revert to trying to outscore teams?
Can we go back to Spurs for a second?
Yeah, absolutely.
So they started Bale too. That was the first game. What do you think? Is that going to be the way of the future?
I guess. Yeah. The whole time I was kind of curious, like, because it
doesn't function.
It doesn't fit like the Moo mold of like. Yeah. 3 actual attackers, but maybe Kane dropping so deep and like, I don't know,
Kane plays that creator role more.
Yeah, it's kind of like Kane's an extra midfielder sort of, and maybe that'll work. But they like created some good chances, but watching the game, it felt like they're really barely scraped by West Brom.
Definitely. It definitely felt that way.
There was a Lo Celso big chance, there was a Son chance, and then there were a bunch of bad chances, basically. And so I don't know. I mean, to me, it felt like
his shots off.
Spurs are like going back to Spurs, like they against Brighton and Burnley. They weren't impressive either, but I still think that what you're saying is probably true. That we're overreacting to the bad fixtures because I mean, like it hasn't been their Achilles heel this season with Manchester City, but in the last 2 years, you could definitely counter on Manchester City, and Spurs definitely successfully did counter against Manchester City in the last like 1 or 2 years. So,
do you think Bale's going to be an actual FPL option this year? I mean, he is fit. Like he looks fit.
I mean,
you think it's going to happen?
Yeah, if he stays fit, then I guess so. Yeah, I mean, his numbers are good in very limited minutes. He's shooting and kind of looks like himself to me and stuff. I haven't seen his like pace maybe come back, but like he's getting shots.
Well, he had that one good one with West Ham. I mean, granted, it was on against dead legs, but when he subbed on, he missed that chance.
He dribbled the guy in the box.
That could have. But maybe I don't know. Okay,
and he's getting shots. He's getting good numbers in limited minutes. So yeah, he could be.
Okay,
he could be. But yeah, it's just the Moo factor again. What's the ceiling of this team?
Yeah. I feel like it's going to take a Son or Kane injury for him to be an actual FPL option.
Right. To really be like tempting. Yeah. Because as of now, he's probably the third
the third.
option.
And he's probably, I mean, I guess you'd be not surprised to see him miss any of these big games against like Liverpool, Chelsea, City, or whatever, right? Like he puts in GLC or
at least first sub, right?
Yeah.
Like 60th minute Lucas sub or some shit in all of those games. Lamella, Lucas, whatever. Yeah.
All right. I'm sorry. I totally co-opted your Liverpool thing.
Oh, no.
Go back there.
I don't mind at all. So J Flow and Scatterful, they said Pool's backline's decimated. How does it affect Pool's attacking assets? Will they revert to trying to outscore teams? Will they play less aggressively in order to solidify the back? I just have like a giant shrug for this entire thing. I have no idea. My assumption would be that Klopp would like stick to his tried and true principles and try and play normal football. The thing that would change that would be if it really didn't work out and the defense was a nightmare. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, Mo's also out. Hendo, Robbo, Trent, VVD, and Gomez are all injured.
I mean, they get to play a bus this weekend, and then, I mean, they luckily have all the points in the bank for UCL midweek, but then they have, at Brighton's not going to be an easy game. And we should know a little bit more then after we get a data point this weekend. But
I don't think Leicester, Brighton, or Wolves are going to be easy with all these injuries. It's just
Leicester's an easy game. They just sit back. They suck. They're horrible.
They're like I think first.
That yeah, but what doesn't matter? They're fucking horrible. I think that they're going to just control the game through midfield. Like they're going to change a little bit, but they're still going to fucking dominate and boss. I don't think it's going to be too big of a deal. I think Robbo probably will play. And
it seems like he might.
Yeah, and like if Trent's not doing the things and they have some shitty ass right back, then they're all so good. I just don't think it matters that much. Like they're still gonna boss, they're still gonna pass it around, they're still gonna get their chances. Like
it's really
Jota
weird.
Mane, like it's enough.
It's really weird how much Klopp has like earned respect. Where everyone is hurt and everyone's like, they'll probably still be okay.
Yeah,
it's like they're going to start like Nico Williams, Matip, and like Hendo in the back line.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, they're not going to have to defend. I mean, they're not going to have to do anything this weekend. So it's
I'm
fine.
definitely worried, but
I think the midfield's going to control it.
The attack, I just have no idea.
I mean, if you trying to read through tea leaves of like this player's going to be better because these guys are dead. It's like, come on, like what the fuck are we doing?
I have
here?
no idea. It's also with Mo. Also, like I what I've seen is he'll probably miss the next 2 games, but that's assuming he like reacts well and stays really fit and whatever.
Dude, I don't know anything.
He could miss like 4 games, 5 games. Who knows?
Or you could miss no games. I don't know. All of this shit is
FPL has him at 25% playing, and he has COVID.
No, but dude, everything is like every country has a different regulation. Like they have this sports bubble. Like I don't fucking know, dude. I don't know who pays who. Like I don't know
who's in whose apparently
pocket.
He's at his brother's wedding. Like everyone is maskless. Just
I mean, whatever it is. But this is the thing. Like we've seen this time and time again. Is that the manager? We know that managers are going to lie, and we know that we don't know anything, and he could just come back. I don't know. He plays midweek. I don't know. He got the thing, like a week ago, and then it's like 10 days and the fucking 15 days.
Not going to pretend to know. Not going to pretend to know.
No idea. So it's just forget about it. Forget about this fucking bullshit, dude. This COVID shit's ridiculous. It's just such a joke.
This season is just such a joke.
It's a joke.
It's not real. It's not real. International break is just despicable. There's never been like a more just disgusting like greed centric thing.
It's just like negligence. It's like negligence against humanity.
It's just all these billionaire fuckface owners who just don't actually care about the players at all, and it's just I don't know. Can't words.
But it's it doesn't matter. What's next?
Psycho Mike said, is there any major fixture turning points coming up soon for people who sell wildcard or want to make big moves? I think you guys talked about City's fixtures getting great soon. Yeah, City have great fixtures for sure.
Villa have a good run. I don't think it's like a new. I mean, I guess Arsenal technically wasn't good, but they have a good run right now.
Yeah. For a while. Yeah.
City
have a few good ones in a row.
City have a good run. They only
City have
like
a really good run. I mean, they
for
have
a long time.
Spurs and United 2 of the next 4, but I think we were talking about them for clean sheets also, in which case both those fixtures are still good. And so, and they don't play Liverpool for a while, so it's good. Anyone else? I don't know.
I think that's about it. I mean, Spurs are on the opposite thing, but that's a few. I mean, I guess like for
West
cleans,
Ham have a good run, sort of.
Yeah, but without Antonio, they don't function. So I'm not interested.
I don't know the latest with Antonio. He might actually be back.
Yeah, well, we won't know until the team sheet comes out on Sunday, I think.
Yeah. The team sheets this weekend are just going to be a fucking joke.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just going to save. Like, I'm not even thinking about making a move. I have no idea what's happening.
Even with the flags?
Yeah, I don't care. I have 2 players on my bench instead of 1 or 0, so I should get 11 out.
Ballsy.
I don't care. I don't know. I don't know what's happening with any of these players. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I'm going to get rid of Sterling because he didn't want to play for that fucking twat manager. Like, I'm not doing that. That doesn't make sense.
Turd Ferguson said, if you're bad at FPL like me and still don't have DCL, do you just get him in ASAP, or could Rich be a better pick for the same price?
How are we still fielding these kind of questions?
I don't know. DCL's great. Rich is also great.
He's blanked once.
Yeah,
you just get the player. He's insanely good. Just get him and stop trying to make the points up like elsewhere. It's so dumb. It doesn't make sense.
And they're getting the guys back too. It's like more of, do you double up?
Yeah.
That's the actual question.
But DCL, you just get him. Just fucking get him. There's no reason not to have him. He's so good. Every game he looks like, even when they were horrible, he fucking returned both games.
Yeah,
when they had no healthy players around him,
43% of people still don't have him.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's what people should be focusing on, not 57% on.
He's averaging 7 points a game week 8. Like, that's just get him, and he looks good. He has all the things. He has stats, eye test,
team manager, fixtures.
DCL.
They have Fulham, Leeds, Burnley. It's great.
That's a simple thing.
Whisker, just throwing this out there if someone hasn't asked yet, what are your recommendations around holiday fixtures for bench spots? So it's a long question, but basically, like, all this COVID, all these flags, and we've basically fielded this question all season and been like, I don't know, fucking, we'll deal with it, whatever. This seems like, I feel like there's like a big spike right now of flags and injuries and chaos, and I wish I had a playing bench. I have a red flag and a non-playing player on my bench.
Yeah. It's good. I feel good. I have 2 good bench players. Like, I'm happy. I don't have to do a transfer. I don't have to do anything.
Yeah, and the December fixtures are a fucking joke. Like, they just play every 3 days.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think I'm willing to finally concede that, like, yes, you should have a bench, and COVID is a disaster, and everything's a disaster.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've had at least 1 red flag in my team every week.
Yeah, and the other thing, too, is, there's a lot of European games, right? When they're just so many games. Like, you look at a team like City, right, or Liverpool, I mean, they're going to be playing like 12 games in 2 months or whatever, and their players are going to play 0 minutes. So having a bench, like, I think 2, you should probably have 2. I think 3 is a little bit much.
2 should be the target. 3 is fine, obviously.
I mean,
1
is
like
the
maybe
luxury,
not fine.
Yeah, 1 probably not fine.
Which is what I have. It's not good.
And it's also just because the reasons are, like, we're going to get surprise players just not playing because of rest, but then you're also forced to spend transfers on, like, injuries every time instead of being able to, like, hide someone or save or, those kinds of, it's just more flexible.
And there's going to be rotation also.
Yeah, there's going to be rotation.
Just injuries. It's not going to be stuff we can prep for always. So.
Exactly. Yeah, there's going to be rotation. So having 2 guys on the bench seems good.
My team, dude. Bodie, are there any guys/teams you think will be able to put together some consistency during this inconsistent as fuck season?
Well, I mean, we're seeing it, right? We have been seeing it. I mean, we've been seeing, like, Palace, for example, right? We've been really consistent this year.
Oh, Wilf, Jack.
Oh, you're talking about I thought that question was about.
Oh, he said guys/teams, but
okay.
Yeah,
guys,
sure. Consistent.
But no, you're naming play. Yeah, obviously they're DCL. Like, they're there are a lot of players who have been consistent this year. I mean, you just look at the highest point scorers in each position, right? And that's pretty much because they're returning every fucking week. I mean, we're only 8 in or whatever, but in terms of teams, I mean, that's something we talk about a lot, is trying to pick the team first and the player second. And, you want to find the teams that look good. And I think we're seeing a lot of teams. You mentioned Jack, right? Villa, Chelsea have been scoring. Everton have a couple good assets, and when they're healthy, they're good. Like, there are a lot of teams that are good. I mean, we have a lot of information. And
I think there are a lot of consistent teams. I think I agree. Yeah, it seems like there isn't, but all the top teams where all the high ownership is, even like Leeds, like, seem inconsistent because they play such a chaotic style, but like, I don't know, they're very consistently putting up like good underlying attacking numbers and stuff like that, and play a consistent style. It's like sometimes the goals go in, sometimes they don't. Yeah, consistently chaotic, actually. Nick said, what are you guys seeing with Everton, worth holding or moving? So I assume he's not talking about DCL because, aforementioned consistency, but James, maybe a defender, Rich, etc. I still think
Fulham leads Burnley. It's like,
I still think fit, they're going to be a really good team. Like, just because they had a bad run with a bunch of guys injured, the international break honestly came at a great time for them. Like, they might come back and just look great again.
They need a reaction against Fulham. They need to win this game against Fulham.
100%.
I mean, they absolutely need 3 points in this game, or
100%.
they're
spiraling.
I mean, they've been spiraling for a while. I mean, they haven't won a game since fucking September or whatever.
But they like, not winning games without Rich has been like consistent his whole time at Everton.
Whole time. And
like Dean and their midfield, like Siggy and Iwobi and Bernard playing minutes. It's like fine, but now it's they have to win now.
Yeah, no, I think you definitely hold your Everton player. Still, the defense is horrible. I don't know. People get conned into like Everton defense. I'm not sure, but I think you could sell. I think you could still sell the defense or whatever.
If Robin Olsen could just get in there,
well, then you hold. Then you're good. But I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah. Al, with the fixture pile up, should be looking to get more players from teams who only play once a week. So this is kind of a follow-up on the bench question, and I do like it, honestly. I mean, we usually prefer that if possible, but usually it's not like really it's like a luxury decision because you still need Liverpool players and City players and all that shit. But
they happen to be the best players too.
Yeah, exactly. But man, this year, like, with some of the Villa and like Spurs and whatever emerging,
Spurs play,
but they have a different squad for Europa, sort of fucking flat. But I mean, you want the once a week badly. I mean, that seems like such an advantage.
Yeah, those kind of players that are gonna
Everton.
Yeah, maybe that's the hack.
Just get Everton, Villa, Palace, Southampton players.
Yeah,
seems good to me. And they're doing better than my players, and they're not red flagged. So, all right, and then here, let's just do a rapid fire round. We just got player versus player, 4 player versus player questions. You ready? Max and Jay Flizzle, Ollie versus Bamford. I think
Ollie Watkins.
Yeah, I think Bamford.
Yeah, Bamford definitely.
Jerry wants Grealish versus Ziyech.
Jack, I think.
Jack, I like Jack. And Shuman wants James versus Jota. Jota punt while Mo's out, I guess.
James.
James has the fixtures too. I'm really, really hoping / expecting a bounce back. So, and then
I just never like picking the guy who has questions over start. Like, I don't want to sweat the team sheet if that's a consideration.
Yeah, Jota's
I don't
like
want that player.
Should start for 2, and then you never know. Yeah, it's not great. And then James versus Ziyech.
Yeah, Ziyech.
It has to be. Yeah,
I think at this point it's just. But this is also maybe that's a recency thing because
it definitely
they haven't when they had Rich the first 4 games, like James was getting 1,000,000 points.
Yeah,
and they were blowing teams away. So maybe that's
Chelsea.
Incorrect.
We're seeing Chelsea not at full strength, like without Pulisic and missing some midfielders and shit, and still scoring like 4. And I'm like, yeah, because their talent level is so much higher and their depth is so much better that Ziyech can do it no matter what happens around Chelsea, you know? Whereas James, we see, like, they miss Rich, they
don't work.
Struggle to score any goals.
I don't know.
So, I like that.
I don't know, dude. Chelsea, I'm still like, Chelsea are fucking me up this year, man.
I know they are. That's all we got for questions. It's just such a weird pod. I feel like I really don't know what's going on. I need to, like, catch up on stuff, but anything else you want to talk about, or should we just go to our teams?
I don't know. I mean, I was trying to go back in time about what happened last week, if there was anything that was interesting, and like I just don't care.
Yeah, it feels like
I don't care
so long ago.
I don't care.
I know.
Yeah. I remember like watching Brighton Burnley 0-0 and being so happy because I had two defenders, but now I'm like, did it even happen? Do I care? Like I don't care.
I remember Palace doing Leeds and me just thinking like, man, I want Wilf so badly. Like, what was it, week 2 or something, when we were saying if Wilf starts once like Bats and Ayew are back, then like we get him immediately, but neither of us have him, obviously.
Yeah, why would we?
But he just scores a lot of points like every week. I mean, his last 2 are 5-1, but he has a lot of points in the season. That's one of the only things I remember. That's basically it.
Yeah, Wilf has been good this year.
Yeah. I think he will continue to be good as long as he continues playing striker.
Yeah, which it seems like that's definitely not.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's being fit.
Yeah, so he's just that's his position.
They have Burnley, Newcastle, West Brom.
Why don't we have him still? Why have we been so reluctant? Do you think it's because of historically he's just kind of undercooked it, or what?
I've been using the same excuse every week, but it's true. I've had a red flag in my team every single week. And so I haven't like aggressively gotten anyone that I really wanted to get unless I take a hit. Every week I just make some sideways move because I'm just like trying to get. Well,
you could have gotten Wolf last week though, and you got James. You weren't even considering him. You were looking at James and Ziyech.
That's true. Yeah, that is true.
So I mean, is that a Foden replacement this week?
Yeah, I mean Mo, Foden, Trent. Maybe I'll just take a -12 or something, get a bunch of guys I want, including Wolf.
I don't know. I mean,
I'm being totally serious.
3 million, what's the difference?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
I could fix my bench in one fell swoop of -12.
And one fell handful of clicks.
And one fell falling in places by 1 million.
Well, we didn't talk about, I mean, Foden.
LR actually wrote in a question about him because...
Is that the red flag or the white flag or whatever the fuck? The
thing is with Foden that LR wrote in that is true is that it feels kind of unlucky because, okay, he starts the first 4 in a row, then he plays 45 against West Ham, gets a goal.
Hold on a minute.
Looks good. No, listen.
Okay.
He doesn't start against Sheffield United because he literally is just shitting his brains out with like diarrhea illness. And then he doesn't start against Liverpool.
How do we know that?
That's public info. He had the shits and couldn't play.
Okay.
And then, he doesn't play against Liverpool. That's just a thing. But I don't know. It's like he's using the term unlucky, I think, because he very well may have started against Sheffield United without an illness. And then I don't think we'd even be talking about it. It'd be like, he started that one, didn't start against Liverpool, fine. You know? I don't know. I'm not trying to make an argument for keeping him, but like I also have 3 red flags in my team, so I'm making an argument of like I don't know.
Okay, I mean to say it's unlucky is too much for me to be able to. I don't want to address that, but I mean the player hasn't started 3 in a row. I mean this is more than worst case scenario. Like worst case was like he's in and out of the team, but to get 3 starts not in a row when the team can't score and he's been like observably their most active and influential like mover arounder attacker.
Yeah.
And then the player doesn't start for 3 in a row where they still score 1 goal every game is like, okay. I think it seems like it's not good. It seems like it's time to I think it's probably time to cut there.
It's super not good. Yeah, I'll probably get rid of
and they're more help like they're getting more fit. Their strikers are back now. It's just what's happening,
etc. Yeah.
I think Pep's. There's something there.
I'll probably get rid of him.
There's got to be something going on.
But it becomes the same shit for me every week. We're just going to our team section, I guess, because fuck it. But if I'm going to get rid of him, that means I'm keeping... Well, unless I'm just taking a massive hit, that means I'm keeping like red flags on my team and maybe not getting out 11. So...
No. Yeah. No, just take some more hits.
Yeah.
That's easy.
Yeah. So
you just do Foden and...
do that.
Dude, if you just do Foden and Trent, you'll get 11.
Well, I still have Mo.
Yeah, put him on the bench.
For Anguissa, so I'm just starting Anguissa?
Yeah, for 1 week. Maybe.
Probably 2 weeks. That's what I saw the latest on Mo is, but...
Well,
I could Trent Dunn and Foden or something and get like a bench guy and 2 guys.
But then what you're doing the Dunn extra hit to get like a bad defender to not play Anguissa, and they'll probably both get 2 points anyway.
4 or 5 defenders are pretty good. I mean, Anguissa's Everton and Leicester. It's like,
yeah,
I know
you
what
never want to start him. It's all of the things are bad.
It seems like everything I do is going to be bad.
Yeah, it's possible. That's possible. Mo's the big one though, where we do actually need some type of information about.
Yeah, I mean,
when he's eligible or like something, because if he's gonna miss,
I think when it comes to COVID shit, we'll actually get that. Luckily, like if this was an injury, Klopp wouldn't tell us anything on Friday, and we just wouldn't know. But with COVID, I think there are rules.
Yeah. So what do you, I mean, out 2 games?
It seems like 2 games, which means I'd probably get rid of him.
Is there a point to keeping him for 2? Even if you have a good bench replacement?
No.
I
don't think so. He's
you just
12.3. You can get fucking
You go
anyone.
try and spike points somewhere?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Like Wilf,
Kev, Bruno. You could get anyone.
You could get any player in the game that plays midfield.
Yeah. Pretty exciting.
All right. I mean, if he's out 2 games, I probably won't save.
I think it's going to be 2, and I think Trent is going to be 2 too. So,
well, Trent, I'm a lot more worried about than Mo because that's like an open-ended muscle injury.
And also, their defense can't keep clean sheets anyway. So,
so what the fuck do you want to pay 7 whatever for him? At least Mo's scoring for fun.
Yeah, exactly. So it's
I don't know. Maybe I'll still just keep Mo. I don't know. Fucking love Mo.
It's all a bit of a disaster. Maybe I could get Kev and Bruno or something.
Well, you could. It would just take more clicks of the button.
I'm clicking buttons as we're speaking. But what about your team? How are things looking?
I still feel like I'm in a good shape to save. I mean, even if Mo doesn't play, I have KWP as a bench option. I could put him in, and I mean, Raz is flagged, but I think he'll play. And then I have Brewster, who's flagged. I didn't even know they were playing like under 21s or whatever.
They can't not,
Well,
so.
Fine. But even if he doesn't play, like I have Dallas,
Yeah.
Home Arsenal's not good, obviously, but it's still, reasonable.
He might get above 0. Yeah. Diamond Dallas Page.
Yeah, you could get 1. Yeah, you could get 1 point,
Yeah, you're good. You're deep.
I'm good. Like, I'm good. I think I'm in good shape just to get 11 and save, which is really what I was thinking before we started talking about Mo.
Yeah. And having 2, either getting rid of Mo or having 2 frees are both like pretty good situations, I think.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, if we get info that Mo's going to miss 2 games, you'll get rid. If not, then you can keep, and you'll have 2 frees and be fine. So, yeah, I think you're looking in good shape.
I mean, even if I guess I would probably get Kevin if that happened.
Kev or Bruno, yeah.
No, I wouldn't get Bruno. I would get Kevin.
Oh, come on.
No, stop it, Alon. You know how I am with the City. I like watching City.
I know.
I don't like watching Man U. I don't enjoy it.
No one does. Not even Manchester United fans do. But Bruno scores points even after the whistle and shit.
I know. I mean, I got him. I got him before, and it just didn't feel good, and I don't want to go back. So
you did.
I won't.
You did. Yeah.
Maybe I will, but
or well,
that feels fun.
What a game.
What a great game. Great game.
Did you watch that chess show on Netflix by any chance? Queen's Gambit?
Yeah, of course.
I watched it. It was good.
Fantastic show. I was surprised you watched an actual show that had more than like 1 episode.
Well,
which is also
we can get into that later, but I have reasons. But
wait. What are the reasons?
Well, let's just say I deleted Twitter, deleted Instagram, deleted League of Legends, found myself a lot of spare time.
Wait, what about our Twitter for the business?
No, I didn't do FMLPL Twitter.
Well, what the fuck? I don't
Personal
know what you're saying.
Twitter. I didn't
even know you had that.
I didn't nuke the company FMLPL LLC from the inside while you were.
I don't know.
Imagine I just blew everything up. Next episode we get 200 listens. I'm like, yeah, dude, pod.
Well, you shouldn't have that stuff to begin with. But what does that have to do with the show? The show
because it gave me a lot of free time.
Okay.
And I was just sitting around. Everyone recommended the show to me and stuff, and so I was like, sure, whatever. And I just fucking devoured it. But
yeah, it was fucking sick.
There was one quote that made me think of FPL from Baltic or whatever his name is, Harry Baltic, and he said it's foolish to run the risk of going mad for vanity's sake. And I was just like. Yeah. FMLFL pod slogan. We just go fucking mad for public entertainment sake.
You recognized him from his former movies that he's been in?
No.
They made a lot of them. The Harry Potter
series. He's from Harry Potter?
Oh, yeah, baby.
Is he Harry?
No.
How the fuck am I supposed to know?
All right.
Who is he, though? Give me the deets.
He was his fat fuck stepbrother or whatever, Dudley, when he was littler.
Dudley Dursley. I just looked it up. Oh, wow. Yeah, I didn't recognize him. I was definitely expecting Lord of the Rings because his eyes are really close together, and I was like, he's one of those.
So are you still on that purge? Are you on that cleanse?
I finished it. Oh, what cleanse?
Not
social
being on
media?
the stupid shit?
Yeah. I haven't been on it. So maybe I'll watch more shit. Maybe I'll watch like Last Dance or something.
We started watching, on HBO. Do you have HBO?
I think I have a login or something.
HBO Max. There's like a documentary about Action Park, the water park. It was in like North Jersey.
Yeah,
that was
I've
just
heard of that.
People that died and shit because it was so unsafe.
That sounds amazing.
Was like, watch it.
Okay,
it's good.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, next on the list. Now I watch it. It's weird. And then just last thing before we wrap up, I think is captaincy. I don't know if you have early cap thoughts. Jeff D said, "What are your thoughts on cap this week? More importantly, and just for pure curiosity, who's your vice cap?" So he's trying to gain some info on us, I guess. But
I mean, the first thing I did when I saw the games, this is what I've been doing.
Yeah.
I put it on Raz, and I put Jack vice. Yeah, I don't know. I had a feeling. I was like Raz. I was like, it's Raz.
I would
Spurs,
much sooner cap Jack over Raz.
Yeah,
against bus.
That was my initial thing. I was like, I feel like it's going to be a few there, and I think I was like Raz. I was like, yeah, it's about time for Raz.
Wow, I mean, gut feel is as good as anything, especially this season.
And then I had Jack vice.
Chelsea
the Brighton
Newcastle,
game,
so I'm looking at that.
Yeah, I don't have any Chelsea play, but the Brighton game's good for Jack,
Yeah.
And people are talking about decent. Don't love that. I think Fulham looked very good the last couple of weeks.
They've been solid.
And they also happen to have so many players who suck that they don't have like the whole team gone for 2 weeks like everyone else. So,
That's true.
I think that's important, kind of.
Yeah.
And I think, I don't back Fulham to win the game or anything, but I don't think it's going to be, some like rollover. And I much prefer Jack to DCL there on the.
I think I do too. I mean, Jack has emerged as like a legit captaincy pick. And he's putting up legit superstar numbers and everything.
And still back him to take the next pen. Honestly.
Yeah, I mean, he just got that 6-pointer versus Arsenal, and he could have had so much more.
Every game, he could have had.
He gets like a cleared off the line shot, hits the post shot. It's just like.
What are you looking at for cap?
Probably Timo or Jack. Some combination of those. I mean, unless I transfer in someone else and go Bruno or something.
James is a mad shout because I do like it in the full. Like that's the points where I more than DCL almost is.
Yeah, because they're like
second runner or whatever.
Dominance, and James creeps into the box or something.
He's doing the Colombia thing, and who the fuck knows what he got back on Thursday. Last time, right? I think it was like 2 days before, and that's
and he only played probably because it was Liverpool, and it was But I'm looking at Timo. I'm looking at Bruno if I transfer him in, something like that.
Luisito with the COVIDs. And they played Colombia last game against the Hamas.
Did he bite anyone, though? Because that would be a
if he bit Hamas, then he probably has COVID
that's like
also.
A direct transfusion of the virus. Once it hits Luisito, that's like the human population's in danger.
What's next is going to be like Mitrovic, Ivanovic, like all of our like ones that we thought were immune.
Fuck. He could terrorize the rest of the world. Fucking Luisito. Okay. Let me slap asses. We got some new Patreon signers. We got Nariman Navai, Patty Ross, WK, Marcus Todd, and Chase Goldfeld. Sloop the ass. Get in there. Any last words, bro?
No, more
short pod,
now.
international back pod. Yeah, but now I'm into it. Now I'm like,
now I'm ready.
I want info. And I
want to find out who else gets COVID, who's got COVID tomorrow, who gets COVID Wednesday. Pod Thursday.
We should play like
COVID Friday.
COVID bingo or something. That could be fun.
COVID bingo.
Let's see who gets it.
Yeah.
Check us out at FMLField.com. Follow us on Twitter at FMLField. Support us at Patreon.com/FMLField. Subscribe, rate, review, and cheers.